What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics, and today we got a reaction to the top 10 underrated bands from our friend, longtime patron supporter of the channel, Richard. Thank you, Richard. Always appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons that make this thing go. If you'd like to support us anyway, check out the Patreon link below or on the end screen. We much appreciate it. Wouldn't be able to do this thing without the patrons. All right, let's get into this list. Let's see what Richard has to say. He said, these are bands that, in my opinion, deserve more success than they achieve. Most are bands that were on the periphery of hitting it big, while others have had success, but not really mainstream success. He's also included a collaboration between two very successful artists and another very popular band without their well-known lead singer, which was not given a fair shot, probably should have gone by a different name. I can't tell you who those are. He says who they are, so I don't want to ruin it for you, but I mean, I don't have any quick facts like I normally do. So before we get into the video, just to let you know, the music won't be in here, but there'll be a Vimeo link below where you can watch along. All right, let's jump into it. In the 10th spot, he has Kassidy with the song Waking Up Sideways from Hope Street in 2011, which is their debut album. I found Kassidy are a Scottish alternative folk band. They consist of Barry James O'Neill on vocals, piano, and guitar, Hamish Finland on vocals and guitar, Lewis Andrew on vocals, guitar, accordion, and keyboard, and Chris Potter on vocals and guitar. They were formed in late 2009 in Glasgow. On February 1st, 2014, Barry James O'Neill left the band and moved to LA to be with his then girlfriend, Lana Del Rey. Yeah, a little brush with greatness there. And has since adopted the stage name Nightmare Boy as a solo artist. I always love when these people go by a different name. Like, that's what I would do if I was a solo artist, so no one would know who I was. He's released 2 singles and an EP under that moniker. The band continued for a short while, but split later that year. All right, I'm going to have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, Richard. Waking Up Sideways. I thought Barry James O'Neill's voice is fantastic, man. The song is basically about this girl who's gone. Now, I thought she might just be gone and not, just away and not gone from him. But I think she actually left him, and now he's waking up sideways, hoping there's still a chance they can be together. The soundscape, not when they were singing, not during the vocal part, the other part, reminded me a little bit of Band of Horses, which is another band that Richard brought to me that I absolutely enjoy. But yeah, I mean, it kind of reminded me a little bit of that. But I can see why you got them on this list. I'd like to listen to some more of their stuff. Brings us to our number 9 band. You got All the Young, New Education from the Welcome Home album in 2012. All the Young were formerly called New Education. They're a 5-piece alternative rock band from Stoke-on-Trent, England, led by Ryan Dooley, who's the singer and songwriter, and his younger brother Jack Dooley, bass and vocals. And that's really all I know about these guys. There's not a lot of info out there, guys. I try to mine the old internet to find stuff on all these, and some of them, there's just not a lot on them. Let's check it out. All the Young, New Education. Once again, a really good song, man. The longer that went on, the more I enjoyed it. Love the soundscape. I think the song basically is about maybe that school is not really going to teach you much, man. You got to get out in the world. And the quote, school of hard knocks, school's not really going to teach you what you need to know. And I'm a former educator, and I can tell you that's really true. It's going to teach you a little bit of what you know, but sometimes they don't teach you everything you need to know. So really did enjoy that song. Now we're going to head over to YouTube for a video for our next group. We got easyworld, the song Till the Day from the Kill the Last Romantic album in 2004. This song actually went to 37 in the UK. easyworld were an English indie alternative rock pop band hailing from Eastbourne, consisting of Dave Ford on vocals, Joe Taylor on bass, and Glenn Hooper on drums. Active between 1997 and 2004, so this is from the last year that they were active. They achieved limited success in the early 2000s, releasing 3 albums in total, and they did part ways, I see here, in August of 2004. So let's check this video out. Easyworld, Till the Day. My man David Ford was everywhere on this video, right? I mean, it was a pretty clever video in the diner and just unfolding everything. When you dive into the lyrics, they him and this girl are in the city together, and they're putting up with all of this stuff. But he keeps going back to, I'm glad we put up with this blank till the day that I die. Well, we've had our problems, but hey, hasn't everyone? As soon as they're gone, we just drag in another one. Yeah, well, I get the feeling I'm just not cut out for this. All strategies, hidden agendas, and politics. But if we can stand before the legions of enemy, just you and I, and oh, well, they will not hurt me at all. Oh, they will not hurt me at all. So she comes back to him at the end of the video. So let's say that she comes back to him at the end of the song, right? She's gone, but he's saying, all this other stuff's so difficult for me and maybe for us collectively, but if I have you, we can get through all of it. So a clever video, good song. All right, we're up to Richard's number 7, most underrated band. We got Nightmare of You, I Want to Be Buried in Your Backyard from the Nightmare of You album in 2005, their debut. They're an American indie rock band from New York City, formed in 2004. Currently consists of original founder vocalist Brandon Riley, guitarist Joseph McCaffrey, and drummer Michael Fleischman. They have 2 albums, so I don't know if that's who all is on this album, but an interesting name to say the least. So let's check this one out. Nightmare of You, I Want to Be Buried in Your Backyard, a very catchy tune, right? The longer it went, it was a very fast-moving tune. Great bass work, I mentioned it in there. Little sound of yesteryear, a little 80s sound to start this thing out. And basically, this girl is left him, right? We find out she's going to LA, so I imagine she's going to be a movie star, right? And he just can't really get over it. And the chorus, oh, Megan's this thing of ours still on, for I haven't slept a wink since you've been gone. Now I want to be buried in your backyard. And when the flowers grow, just know you're still in my heart. You're still in my heart. And then verse 2, he imagines them dying together in a fiery car crash. And the very last line is, you're calling out my name as the air escapes. So that was really well done. Very tight instrumentally. Very well done there. And, it's kind of what I thought it was going to be about. But this could have been the title of a heavy metal song. So, I thought they handled it well. Well, we go from One to Be Buried in Your Backyard to Burning Benches from Morning Runner from the Wilderness is Paradise Now album in 2006. Morning Runner was an English alternative rock band formed in 2003 in Reading, Berkshire, England. The band comprised vocalist, guitarist Matthew Jonathan Greener, drummer Ali Kluwer, bassist Tom Durrett, and pianist Chris Fields Wheatcroft. This was the debut and only album by them, preceded by the release of this single. And despite failing to make a significant impact commercially, got really good favorable reviews. This song went to number 19 in the UK. It was, according to the band, not so much about love as it was about obsession, the lead singer Matthew Greener said. It sounded a bit too lovely, which is why we made it louder towards the end. We wanted to mess it up a bit. It was inspired by the surreal David Lynch horror film Eraserhead, in which the main character Henry Spencer watches and listens to the lady in the radiator sing about finding happiness in heaven. All right, Burning Benches. Some really good piano and keyboard work there from Fields Wheatcroft. I like the build in the song. I thought it was really good. I'm surprised, went to 19. I'm surprised these guys didn't do anything after that, but I know a lot of times record companies back then were really cutting people loose in a hurry. Not a lot of lyrics to this, but they stretch it out nicely, and they have some diverse instrumentation and tempo in here. Let us make amends. We're not overly good friends, but it's not heaven without you. You can have it all. We'll see mountains fall, but it's not heaven without you. So either they had a relationship and it broke up. That's what I'm thinking. And she really didn't have anything to do with him, or they never got close, but he wishes that they did. At the very end, and I'm not burning benches because the ash would make me choke. It was me who always spluttered every time we spoke. You can have it all. That's the only part Burning Benches comes in here. But yeah, man, a good song. Nicely done, nicely arranged. All right, we're the top half of Richard's underrated bands. We got Delays, the song Long Time Coming from Faded Seaside Glamour in 2004, their debut album. And Delays are an English indie rock band formed in Southampton, which consisted of brothers Greg and Aaron Gilbert, Colin Fox, and Rowley, up until Greg Gilbert's death in 2021 from cancer. The band's sound combines guitar and synths and featured Greg Gilbert's distinctive falsetto lead vocals. They've released 4 albums, the first 3 of which made the top 30 in the UK. This was the 3rd single, went to 16 in the UK. The chorus section and vocal melody heard in this song recall the later work of the Waterboys. On this track, Gilbert sings in a slightly rougher tone than that on the rest of the album. All right, long time coming. Greg's voice is definitely different, right? I almost thought it was a female lead there in some parts. If I didn't know better, I probably would have been wondering. I mean, I thought this is a really good voice. I thought it was a good song. I'm not really sure what it's about. I mean, I don't know if it's about a girl who has done all this stuff, or it's just somebody who's not doing the things they're supposed to. I starts out tore up and walked away. Why'd you want to go do that for? Throw your Lego in the lake. Why'd you want to go do that for? And then, but the chorus is so like, it sticks in your head. And you're a long time coming, a long time coming. You see me reeling off the lines. I've seen your eyes. How can you grow old? You were my triumph. How can you grow old? You were my triumph. So I don't know. And a really good sound there. I think Richard and I like the same kind of music, because all these songs are pleasant. Like they're more than pleasant, but just they're easy on the ears. The melodies are fantastic. Next up, we have Day One with their song In Your Life from the Ordinary Man album in 2000. Day One's an English band from Bristol, formed in 1998, consisting of Phelan Byrne and Matthew Hardwidge. They originally signed to Virgin Melancholic, the record label started by Massive Attack. So this debut album, as I said, was released in 2000. Their second album was released in 2007, and their third album was released in 2016. So Day One really spacing stuff out. In Your Life, day one, very catchy with the guitar and even almost sounded like a mandolin in there. But I think the story is that this girl, I don't know if things are going bad between her and this guy or just the town they're living in kind of sucks. But, you know, it starts out, give me a smile. Things aren't that bad, are they? It'll take a while, but we can get this right some way. So dry your eyes and wipe those tears because, baby, you are mine. And that's the way it's going to stay in the net. Catchy, I'm in your life. You're going up in the world, and baby, I'm coming down. So they're on two different trajectories, right? Looks like we're both out of luck, girl, and we're stuck in this town. We'll call it opportunity, try and see it as fate, because this is all new to me, so you'll have to pardon my mistakes. And so, and then another verse I thought was good. Now I've been chasing that girl, waiting for her to catch me. And now I got that girl right where she wants me, not right where I want her, right? So she's in control, and he's professing that. So very nice sounding song. Next up, we got to head back over to YouTube for an audio only for Vegas, the song Possessed from the Vegas album in 1992. And this is one of the partnerships that Richard was alluding to at the start. Vegas is a self-titled album by the one-off collaborative group featuring British artist Terry Hall, best known as a vocalist for two-tone and ska revival band The Specials and subsequent offshoot band Fun Boy 3 and Dave Stewart of the Eurythmics. The duo worked with the assistance of drummer programmer Ali Romo and engineer Emmanuel Manu Guet, with Dave Stewart also using this surname professionally with the pseudonym Jean Guet. My French sucks. Yeah, that's already obvious, isn't it? Both former collaborators with Stewart on Eurythmics projects. This is the album opener. It did go to the top 40 in the UK. Vegas, Possessed. Let me tell you what, that was a great song. That is my favorite song. The chorus on that, the melody was absolutely fantastic. The writing on this song is great. Got tired of being gifted and tormented, signed, sealed, delivered, then resented. I think I've lost a very nice part of me, and even though I'm only half the man I used to be. So he's gone through some stuff, man. It feels good. I'm flying high again, spinning round and round again. I even like myself again. I'm not exactly sure of what I'm after, but I won't be happy until I get it. I'm either innocent or just plain stupid. What's the betting? I'll regret it. But it feels good. Feels like I'm home again. So just, man, whatever he's gone through, it's back. And at the very end, and it feels good. And then we get that little call and response, Possessed. I'm coming home again, Possessed. Feeling safe and sound again, Possessed. I'll never touch the ground again, Possessed, because it feels good. Great song. Too bad, man, they only have one album, because that was good. Now we're up to the other group that Richard was talking about at the beginning, who ended up with a new lead singer for this, and maybe they should have gone by a different name. We got Echo and the Bunnymen, King of Your Castle, Reverberation in 1990. This album was released amidst a lineup change for the group due to the departure of vocalist Ian McCulloch and the death of drummer Pete DeFreitas. The remaining members, guitarist Will Sargent and bassist Les Pattinson, were joined by ex-St. Vitus dance singer Noel Burke, keyboard player Jake Brockman, and drummer Damon Reese. The album was produced by former Beatles engineer the great Jeff Emmerich and had a more pronounced psychedelic sound than the group's previous releases. Following the release of this album, critical reviews were not favorable. Critics noted Burke to be a poor replacement for McCulloch, who I think left in like 87, right? Who they believed was an indispensable aspect of the band. After this failed to chart, the band were dropped by the record label, and after two independently released singles, disbanded in 93. They since got back together in like 97. Parts of them did, and they're still touring today. There's only two of them left, but McCulloch's one of them, because I know they were in Dallas just a couple months ago. So I didn't even know there was a version of them without Ian, so let's check this out. King of Your Castle, the revised version of Echo and the Bunnymen. Great bass work on there. Great musicianship. Didn't really care for the song. Pretty abstract, but you know, the King of Your Castle might behind you, power blind you, a fistful of feeling, blame it on a lack of mother love. I just didn't care for the vocals, and maybe I was skewed because of what I read, right? But they do have, you know, I thought the production was great. So, you know, having Jeff Emmerich in there, and if you've watched the documentary Get Back, if you've had a spare 8 hours, it's fantastic. You'll see how brilliant Emmerich really was back in the day. So I'm glad I got to hear that. Didn't even know that existed. And we're finally up to number 1 on Richard's top 10 underrated bands. You see it, but we got Porcupine Tree. The song Lazarus off the Dead Wing album in 2005. This was a single. Porcupine Tree are an English rock band formed by musician Stephen Wilson in 1987. During an initial career spanning more than 20 years, they earned critical acclaim from critics and fellow musicians, developed a cult following, and became an influence for new artists. The group carved out a career at a certain distance away from mainstream music, being described by publications such as Classic Rock and Pop Matters as, quote, the most important band you've never heard of. Now, you see the song below, but we're actually going to head over to YouTube and watch a live performance. Number 1, Porcupine Tree. All right, Lazarus, Porcupine Tree. I know Steven Wilson, the lead singer of Porcupine Tree, because he was in this collaboration called Blackfield. It's going to make one of my album drafts. Spoiler alert, we're doing album drafts every Friday on the channel, me and Trey. We each take 5 albums from a year. We started in 1965. We're up to the mid-2000s right now, 2005, 2006. Whenever I put this video, it might be 2008 by the time I do that. But that Blackfield collaboration that he's in, one of their albums is going to make my list, but not with Porcupine Tree. I don't know. Maybe I've listened to one Porcupine Tree album through this journey. I wished I would have listened to more because, I mean, number 1, the live performance, fantastic. Studio quality, instrumentation tight. Steven sounds fantastic. The song itself is supposedly, there's a concept to the album, and his mother is talking to him from the grave, right? From beyond the grave, telling him, follow me down. It's like, come down here, which is up here. I'm guessing she's in heaven because she mentions Lazarus, who is in the Bible in the book of John in chapter 11. Jesus raises him from the dead. So I guess she's telling him, look, your life's going to be better if you're here. So I don't know. I mean, a fantastic song, right? Fantastic song. Great writing. It sounds great. It sounds so pleasant. You don't realize the seriousness of the lyrics, but great choice for number 1. I can't go on enough because that would be my number 1 choice as well. Now we're going to get to my picks. Now, it's always interesting when you do a band, and I always talk about this because, you know, Richard chose songs, obviously, from these bands. So I'm listening to one song from each band. I don't know any of these bands. I know Echo and the Bunnymen, but not in that incarnation of them. Otherwise, I don't really know any of these bands. So I'm just going by one song. So this is not going to be representative. Richard knows way better than I do with his order than what I've got here. But honorable mentions, Kassidy, Nightmare of You, Morning Runner. Faves are going to be Vegas and Not a Surprise, Porcupine Tree. I liked every song on here. The only one I didn't really care for is Echo and the Bunnymen. But see, here's the thing, and this might have been why I got panned by critics. I know what Echo and the Bunnymen, I love their stuff from the 80s. And so I'm comparing it, right? Whether I'm wanting to or not, in my head, I'm comparing it, going, well, this isn't nearly as good, so it's not good. But maybe if I didn't know it was Echo and the Bunnymen, I'd just go, oh, this is a good song. So see, you get biased even if you're trying not to get biased when you listen to things. But let me know what you thought of this list. Who do you got as your favorites on here? Who else would you include on here? Remember, they got to be, you know, kind of like Richard did it here. They got to be bands that didn't really ever hit it big or didn't hit much. I mean, kudos to Richard for knowing all these bands that didn't hit it very big. He's got a really great musical knowledge, brings a lot of great stuff to the channel. So thanks to Richard. Thanks to everybody for watching. Until next time, guys, I will see you.